discussed what is happening with housing inventory. I'll put a link to that video in the description box below. In that video, I also teased that we will be talking about what's going on with home prices next. Well, here it is. This week we are going to talk about pricing. This is one of the biggest topics in real estate right now. There's a lot of chatter and articles out there. My goal is to break this down in this video. First, we are going to discuss where we are right now and what we are seeing right now. And second, we are going to discuss what experts see as we go forward. Where are we right now? Let's start with the S&P Case Schiller report. This is the most recent published year-over-year pricing information that is available nationally. There are two ways that pricing is broken down. The first way is year-over-year pricing, and that is where prices are right now this month compared to the same month last year in most markets across the country. We are still seeing strong year-over-year double-digit appreciation. The second way to look at pricing is month over month. So this stat looks a bit different with month over month pricing. You see some red stats to show up, but you still see the majority of markets still positive. This is the national pricing picture. If we look at the local St. Charles market, pricing year over year for August, you can see home price appreciation is up 7.7% year over year. We will keep an eye on this data and keep you updated on what our local market is doing. Look at this Dave Ramsey quote. The root issue of what drives house prices is almost always supply and demand. Supply and demand have changed very, very quickly. The market of the last couple of years saw demand kind of go through the roof. That was due to everything happening during COVID. Low interest rates driving that. People saying, we need something different in our home. And oh, by the way, we can buy a home at 2 3/4%, 30-year fixed. We're going to do it. So it drove a tremendous amount of demand. Well, what happened to supply? Supply fell. The number of homes on the market fell to an all-time low because of the frenzy in this market. Well, that's happening right now. We're seeing the exact inverse of that. We're seeing demand come down. That's by showings. That's from the latest showing time report, down almost 17% nationally year over year. And then we're seeing active listings grow by almost 27%. So what's the inflection point in real estate? It's right here. It's this shift in demand and supply. Now, we're certainly not oversupplied in this country. In our last video, we discussed inventory and the supply of homes for sale comparing the last couple of years, and we are still undersupplied, the number of homes on the market. But we've seen a dramatic shift in supply and demand change very quickly. So what's ahead for home prices? Let's look at what experts are saying for the upcoming year. Still almost 11.3%, the average of forecasters in home price appreciation this year. The majority of that appreciation happened in the first half of this year, no doubt. But still, positive appreciation for 2022 for home prices. We are coming off some record years in 2020 and 2021, where we saw a tremendous amount of appreciation in homes across the country and sort of an unsustainable amount of appreciation. We've talked extensively about what a decelerating market looks like, but home price forecast, you have it there, 11.3%, the average of all 7 forecasters for this year. So let's talk about next year. Ivy Zelman projects U.S. house prices will fall 4% in 2023 and then another 5% decline in 2024. When somebody says something like this, they get a lot of attention. Well, let's compare this to what others are saying. This is a look at 6 forecasters right there. Fannie, Freddie, the Home Price Expectation Survey, MBA, and NAR. Ivy Zelman being the only one that's had this outlook and home prices are going to depreciate over the next year. If you look at the average of all 6 of these forecasters, even including Ivy Zelman, 2.5% appreciation, what have we been saying going forward? There is going to be a more normalized appreciation in homes across the country nationally. If we continue on this, the percent gain in home prices that just came out from FHFA, if you go back the last 30 years and you look at it, how much home prices appreciate across the country. This is a look at that. The reason I brought this in right here is many people are wondering, should I buy a home right now? I don't know if I want to get into the market. I'm afraid of a crash. I'm afraid of what's going to happen next. Here are 3 reasons why prices probably won't crash from Bill McBridge. 1, solid underwriting. 2, prices tend to be sticky downwards unless they are forced sales. See point 1. When you have a stronger borrower through solid underwriting, you hopefully don't have forced sales in those situations. 3, inventory is still historically low, and that is the truth across the country relative to this pricing question. The crash question, the lack of inventory, will keep upward pressure on prices as we go through the next couple of years. Odetta Kushi said this from First American Deputy Chief Economist. U.S. households own $41 trillion in owner-occupied real estate, just over $12 trillion in debt, estate, and then the remaining $29 trillion in equity. The national LTV, or loan-to-value, in Q2 2022 was 29.5%. LTV means loan-to-value, or how much you owe in your home compared to what it's worth. The lowest since 1983. Homeowners had, on average, of $320,000 in inflation-adjusted equity in their homes in the second quarter of 2022, an all-time high. So despite some of the headlines in the news right now, this data demonstrates that it is not all doom and gloom out there once we actually look at the data. This is Mary Kay Wright with Ad Properties, Christie's International Real Estate in St. Charles, Illinois. We will keep our eye on housing inventory and home prices moving forward and keep bringing you updates so we can serve our community and our clients with the relevant market information. Please reach out to us with all of your questions, and remember, we are the right choice for all of your real estate needs. Thanks for watching.